Welcome back. You tune into Inspired Afternoons with me, your host Mariam Mia. And after the weekend, the said uh, reality that's playing out in Palestine, the aggression meted out on defenseless Palestinians, especially for all those that are residents of Jerusalem. It just breaks the heart. Thus, we need to be that voice to amplify. We have the platform here, and that is why I insisted that we dedicate a segment to just be informed what's happening, as well as a segment. It's your segment. Please send us messages. Keep electronic media, social media, online platforms going with hashtags Free Palestine, hashtag End Apartheid Occupation, End the Occupation. Yes, protect, hashtag protect Masjid Aqsa, hashtag hands off Masjid Aqsa. Let it keep on going. Let our voices amplify to say that the Palestinians are not alone. The residents of Jerusalem are not alone. We are in support with them. Their cause is our cause. Their struggles are our struggles. As my sister, dearest sister Abir Ziad, the first female archaeologist based in Al-Aqsa compound and Masjid Aqsa has said, the, the people living in Jerusalem, that is the jihad staying there. On many occasions, she had mentioned the difficulties, the financial difficulties of living there, the temptations. They are tempted with millions of dollars for a 1 and 2 bedroom tiny flats. Jewish citizens from all over the world come there and they offer them huge amount of money for the tiny flats to give it up, but they refuse. Despite the hardship, the temptation of that money would mean greater opportunities, a better life, but they refuse because if they start selling up, we will lose Masjid Aqsa, and that is their jihad living there. Things are 30% to 40% more expensive to purchase in Jerusalem, the area of Al-Quds, than what it is in the West Bank area. And if they travel to the West Bank and they purchase items from West Bank to bring, they are taxed, they are fined, sometimes it's confiscated, because every means possible they do to make life difficult physically, economically, emotionally. They are they are belittled. They are made to feel worthless. Anything the Israeli aggressors can do to make life unbearable, they do it. But yet, the resolute, they are the residents of Jerusalem, of Gaza, of entire Palestine. They remain resolute. Mothers have, financially, it's difficult to have the amount of children they have, but the reason they do that is because the apartheid Israel government said by this time there will be no longer Palestinians in Palestine, but they stand firm. Allah has blessed them with generations of offspring and children, and these children are our soldiers, our mujahideen, our defenders of Masjid Aqsa, of the beautiful land of Palestine. So, Alhamdulillah, the struggle carries on, and we are going to highlight. I just want to check with Nazreen. We were due to speak to a Palestinian lawyer, political activist, diplomat, Sister Lima Nazia from Palestine, from the West Bank, but she had to leave to go to Jerusalem to attend an urgent governmental meeting. So, inshallah, she will then. We will chat to her tomorrow, but we have it's a privilege to welcome Dr. Saeed on the line. Dr. Saeed is from the University of Gaza. Alhamdulillah, he's made it his life mission to speak about the University of Gaza all over the world, as well as to raise much needed funds for the students of that university. So, as we've said, education is our route to hope. Education is our path that the people of Palestine, especially the residents of Gaza, can be self-sufficient. That is what Dr. Saeed has done as an academic. I'd like to welcome Dr. Saeed. I'm told he is on the line. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Saeed, and welcome to Inspired Afternoons on Salam Media.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dr. Saeed, shukran for your time and for joining us. So I'm sure you, like every Dr. Saeed, are you in South Africa at the moment, or you are in Palestine?
No, unfortunately, I was not able to come to South Africa in Ramadan. I'm still in Gaza right now, but hopefully, inshallah, in the couple of few weeks, inshallah, hopefully, I will be able to make it and come to South Africa, inshallah, and to meet with my beloved people there in South Africa.
So, Dr. Saeed, before we speak about the aggression and the incident that is ongoing in Masjid Aqsa in the Al-Quds, President, how are all our brothers and sisters in Gaza? How has Ramadan been in Gaza?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect.
Dr. Saeed? Let's just check with Sister Nazreen, because we are calling Dr. Saeed from Gaza. I don't know. Let's go for a short break, and then let's see if we can raise Dr. Saeed once again.
Charity without delay, for it stands in the way of calamities. For child-headed households in Bloemendal in the Eastern Cape, the daily diet consists of white bread and a carton of cheap juice or sugar water, known locally as the poppy water diet. Make a difference to that one child or family. The Al-Fida Foundation has over the past 13 years worked on the ground and gathered the largest database in the Eastern Cape region of Muslim zakah recipients. Phone our offices at 041-484-1288 or visit our website at www.alfida.co.za. The Al-Fida Foundation, your social investment partner in the Eastern Cape.
A man of charm.
When we look at the morning, we thank Allah Ta'ala for the beauty of the morning.
Bouncy and bubbly.
Have you ever heard of
A man of charm.
When we look at the morning, we thank Allah Ta'ala for the beauty of the morning.
Bouncy and bubbly.
Have you ever heard of a first world country that was governed by blacks?
Barack Obama in the United States is a black guy, Mr. Yusta. He's swart, is okay.
Yeah, that's true, but he's not black. He's actually colored.
A man of passion.
What about the many little kids that are dying? Is there enough attention the government is giving to this particular topic and subject?
Fighter for justice.
I'm not saying anything, no allegations, no claims. What do you believe you did wrong in Orion Cold Storage for the situation it finds itself in now?
A guardian of the public interest.
Corruption in South Africa includes the private use of public resources, bribery, and improper favoritism.
A seeker of the truth.
But at the end of the day, the facts and the truth is something that has to be revisited.
A father to us all.
It will not probably be something affecting us now, but 20 years down the line, our children are going to be badly scarred by this evil of pornography like they are with music today.
A pioneer of Islamic radio.
What should be the response of the Ummah? What should basically happen on such type of situations?
Salam Media, a global voice for humanity.
Inspired Afternoons with Mariam Mia, 2 to 4 p.m. on Salam Media. This is Inspired Afternoons.
I was on the line chatting to Dr. Saeed Al-Namaruti, and he is a lecturer at the at the Faculty of Commerce and Management at the Islamic University of Gaza. He also has a PhD in Strategic Human Resource Management from our own University of Witwatersrand. And he's an expert and consultant in the field of protocol, diplomacy, and HR functions. Dr. Saeed, welcome back.
Thank you very much. It was disconnection.
Yes. So just tell us a little bit about Ramadan in Gaza before we move on to chatting about what's taking place in Jerusalem.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I thought that you was on and live. As I mentioned, in spite of the Titan siege and the closure, which continues for 15 years, you know, the situation in the Gaza Strip is very difficult in terms of economic issues and high rates of poverty and unemployment. But in spite of all these difficulties, the people support each other. The people give hand inside the Gaza Strip, give hand to each other, and they celebrate Ramadan. And they now celebrate the last days of Ramadan with i'tikaf and with, you know, expectation of Laylatul Qadr. Today we are fasting the 28th date, maybe in Palestine. Tomorrow will be the last day of Ramadan. So Ramadan, you know, gone so quickly, so fast, but the people, you know, full trust of faith, they make their prayers, they make their visits, you know, with relatives. We have something special in Ramadan as Palestinians. We visit each other, we celebrate with each other, we visit our relatives, we give support to each other. So alhamdulillah, in spite of all the difficulties, you know, and the financial crisis, the people try to give support to each other. And alhamdulillah, Ramadan is going well, and hopefully, inshallah, it will end, inshallah, with full protection to the Gaza Strip, to Jerusalem, to Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood, and all the lands of Palestine, inshallah ta'ala.
Summa Ameen. Dr. Saeed, the latest we've seen from last week, Friday, footage coming. I think it was Thursday as well, first, where the footage came of an Israeli settler wanting to, still get forcibly remove our Palestinian sister. It was an elderly sister from her home, and that footage went viral. And then we seen clashes, Sheikh Jarrah. Thereafter, Masjid Al-Aqsa came under attack. We seen footage of Israeli soldiers, astaghfirullah, coming into the masjid with their shoes, armed, men handling those that are praying salah, and then throwing tear gas where there are women and children. What is the reason for the latest aggression on the Palestinians in this time? Is this normal, this time in Ramadan, to attack the Aqsa compound and precinct?
Yeah, you know, the Israeli, you know, policy, like, you know, depends on two main important issues that they try to implement in the last few days. The first one is the forced expulsion of Palestinians from Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood, which is their own homes and their own land of the Palestinians. At the same time, as well as the Israeli occupation forces that attacked not only today or last night, but in the last few days, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa Al-Mubarak many times while people were crying. So this continuous Israeli policy is very dangerous, and it reflects the apartheid regime. While they allowed thousands of settlers to make their march of what they call today Jerusalem Day or unit of Jerusalem. Yes, Jerusalem is one unit, but it's historically is a Palestinian place, full Palestinian place. So they allowed thousands, maybe 30,000 of settlers to break through and to make their march from Bab al-Amud, the Bab al-Amud gate, besides Palestinians, in front of eyes of Palestinians, and they closed the gate for Palestinians to get in and to make prayers. Today they try to break through, and they, demolished many of the windows of the Al-Aqsa and Al-Musalla, Masjid al-Marwani, and many different places inside Al-Aqsa itself. Like more than 335 people were injured by rabbit bullets and by gas bombing and so on, and by beating by the Israeli troops. Why? While the Israeli forces protect the settlers to go and to move and to march their march freely, they beat and they humiliate the Palestinians. Even all of them are civilians, all of them are pariahs and came from the West Bank, came from the lands of 48 just to make their salawat, to make their i'tikaf, to end these lovely days in the last days in Ramadan inside Al-Aqsa. And at the same time, hundreds of settlers, they broke through Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood with full protection and with full cover of the Israeli troops. They surrounded all these two places, Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood, preventing anyone to get in, only but the settlers to get in and out freely and to humiliate the Palestinians and to beat them and to expel them out of their homes. So the situation today was very critical, very complicated, and the people all the time shouting, even with the voice that help us, come to protect Sheikh Jarrah, come to protect Al-Aqsa, because thousands of settlers with the cover and the protection of the Israeli soldiers and the troops, many different troops, try to protect them and try to arrest and to beat the Palestinians. So far, until this moment, the situation is very critical, and who knows, until Adhan Maghrib, which we have still 3 hours from now until Adhan Maghrib, who knows what will happen there. It was very, very difficult day like the other days, but hopefully the people still stand on their foot and they defend by their souls and by their bodies, trying to prevent the settlers to get in Al-Aqsa and to try from the side of the Israeli to get free inside and to make facts on the ground. This by any means won't happen, because Palestinians in Jerusalem and in the lands of 48 with the full support from the West Bank and from the Gaza Strip, where people demonstrate all the time and they try to get support, many different kinds of support. Hopefully that the people will defend Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa and will defend the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood, and inshallah by the end of the day they will defeat the Israeli settlers and the troops, inshallah.
Summa Amin. We all make a dua for that. And as you know, the people of South Africa, our support is worth our Palestinian brothers and sisters all over Gaza, West Bank, Jerusalem. Your struggle is our struggle, Dr. Saeed. And in terms of governments all around the world, what are they saying? What is the news that you're receiving there from Gaza in terms of their reaction to the aggression and what is happening in Jerusalem?
Come again, please.
I said from the other Middle Eastern countries, the Muslim Middle Eastern countries, as well as international community in Europe and that, what news have you received regarding the aggression that was meted out over the weekend, including today?
Yes, it's very clear. It's very clear that this is an Israeli aggression against civilians, against holy places, Muslim places in Jerusalem, and against the houses in Sheikh Jarrah. So this aggression should make the people in the world, not only the Muslim Ummah, the Western community, and every free man and woman in the world to stand and say for the Israeli, enough for occupation, enough for annihilation, enough for, stealing and slowing the lands of Palestinians, enough. The Muslim, this is the place of Muslims. Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa is the place. Jerusalem is a place for Muslims and the Christians and everyone, but all the time it was a Palestinian, a place. So we expect more. And unfortunately, so far, the support from the Muslim Ummah is not that high level that it prevents, the Israeli side from humiliating the people. We need to do more pressure to stop the Israeli humiliation, to stop entering Al-Aqsa and our places, to stop, expelling the people from their homes in Sheikh Jarrah. So unfortunately, we have some support from the people, from, and not only in South Africa, in many different places, in some Arab countries as well. But really, we expect more. We are just only us against the Israeli side at this battle. So we expect more support, more help from the Western community, from the Muslim community to stop the Israeli measures against Palestinians. So we need actions. We need real moves, not only, demonstrations here in front of Israeli embassies and so on. We need to stop, even at the United Nations, we need to take decisions to stop Israel from what they do, how they allow 2,000 of settlers to come inside a Muslim place while preventing Muslims to come in and to make their itikaf and salawat. So hopefully that, inshallah ta'ala, in the coming hours and the coming days, the Muslim community, the Western community, the United Nations will take real moves and strong moves to stop this Israeli humiliation and extreme apartheid measures against Palestinians, especially these days in Al-Aqsa and Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood.
Inshallah, Brother Saeed, shukran for your time. Shukran for giving us your insight on the situation, and we make dua that, as I mentioned, I say we make dua, inshallah, very soon in this lifetime, in my lifetime, I seen the end of apartheid. I was born into apartheid, and alhamdulillah, 27 years ago, we had freedom, we had our democratic elections, and inshallah, in my lifetime, I make dua, we can see the end to the Israeli occupation and the end of apartheid Israel. We make a dua for that, and we wish you all the best for the last few days of Ramadan. They say the duas of the oppressed people are most accepted. So we ask you to ask all our brethren in Palestine, in Gaza, to keep us South Africans in your dua, as well as you are always in our duas. And we wish you a joyous day of Eid. We are all connected as Muslims by our belief in La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and we wish you well in Eid Mubarak from all our family here at Salam Media, to all our brethren in Gaza, to you yourself, and to everybody in Gaza, in the entire Palestine. Assalamu alaikum. I've got Nazreen going to play a dua for Masjid Aqsa, for Palestine, inshallah, for the land of Al-Quds. So let's take a short break, and then we're going to have the dua, and then our final segment with Sister Zora Suleiman.
Mates Linen Eid sale now on. Pop in store for these amazing deals. Quilts from 170 Rand. Private collection stamp pillows, twin pack from 80 Rand. Peer